Folks, we are back again in the happy place. What a beautiful day it is. Absolutely stunning. Now, there's only one thing against us. There's only one thing against us here today, and that would be just the height of the water. The water's been rising over the past week. So, there's been a lot of rain, snow, and that just could be against us today, but we're going to try our best. So, it's the same as the last day. I have two rods out. I have a smelt leisured on the first rod, and I have a pollen which was soaking in oil and red dye all night from 12 o'clock last night. I have that out, ledger down on a little Gemini clip. I think they're brilliant. They just lay in the bottom. I buy the red ones just to add a little more indication colour. Anything coming past generally sees that red colour. Hopefully he picks up the bait. So I have a big pollen, dyed red, full of oil out in that second one. I brought the spinning rod with me today, so hopefully we can blast a couple of lures and see what happens. Overall, the weather's just fantastic. It's not even cold. It's lovely here. Hopefully we can catch us a fish today. The last day we were here, we had a 13 and a half pound fish. So I'd like to see something along them lines today. As I said the last day, I don't mind small fish. I'll take jacks all day long. A double's always a bonus, and a personal base is just, that's what we're all after. We're all after the personal base. But as I said, look, any fish will do us here today. There's a lot of bait fish in the area here, so I can see a lot of bait fish rising. This spot here generally holds a lot of bait fish. The last day I was here, I threw the deeper chirp out, and I spotted balls of bait fish. So where there's bait fish, there's pike. Hopefully next time we're checking in, guys, we've one on the bank. Right, folks, I'm just going to throw a wee salmo up around these baits. Everything's a bit quiet at the moment, so this can do a couple of different things. One, it can chase fish up around your baits, and even if you're not catching on the lure, hopefully he'll come across one of your baits is out there if you spin up around him, and he might just pick that up. But who knows? This is a great lure. This works really well here, so I'm going to give this a couple of blasts. Now, it's a very snaggy area, so if I get snagged up, I've got snagged up here before, so it might just happen. Just when I have you there, look, do me one favour when you're spinning with salmos, right? Pike tend to nail these, and this back hook is always, slightly deeped. Anytime I'm fucking fishing them, I know they're taking these and they're swallowing them. They're absolutely inhaling them. So squeeze all your bobs. People will tell you, I'm not paying that sort of money for a lure, and squeeze me bobs. Listen to me, when you hit a fish on these and you stay tight, he's going nowhere. So squeeze your bobs. It's going to be easier for you down the line to get hooks out, because they absolutely nail these things. I'm going to give this a couple of throws on the corner here and see what happens. Got a little bit close for comfort there. That was me. That was the lure just hooking up into my line. So I'm going to tidy that up and we'll be back in a second. Right folks, so we have a hit. Yeah, and we're in a fish. That one's after taking a smelt. Right, so this doesn't feel like a bad fish. It was just a wee fella acting the big fella. But that's a beautiful pike, look at that. What a lovely, lovely marked fish. Lovely conditioned fish. Let's get this fish back. And they don't be long going back. But that's a good result. We're only here. I was only after getting into that mess. I threw the lure across my line into an absolute mess for about 5 minutes, and just when I was trying to fix it up, this rod takes off. But I'm happy with that. That's a good start. Hopefully we've another one for you now, guys. This is all looking good. I'm just going to show you this rig. It's plain and it's simple. That's what I like about it. So I'm on an EOS Pro by Fox, and that's down to a 7,000 bait runner. I've seen people giving these reels bad reviews. I have no problem with it. I think it's class. It does the trick. That's a 10 foot. So I've that down to a 60-pound braid, which is good for snags. Onto a ledger stem with a big 2-ounce weight in the bottom. And then just, you know, your 2 little trebles there. Just little traces there I made myself. They're still yet to fill. But yeah, that fish took a smelt. That fish took a smelt, by the way. I've no smelt left. It was the last one I had in the bag. So I've 2 mackerel there. I'm after losing the pollen that was pumped with oil. Let's see how the mackerel go. We'll give them a swim here for an hour or two, and hopefully we've something for you. I'm going to get 2 mackerel out. Folks, the last day I was trying to show you these little kebab rigs by Fox Ridge. These are fucking class. There's loads of people talking about these and not enough people using them. So it comes on a little kebab stick, and you push that wee poly ball up onto the top. It's very, very simple. You you cut up your fish. A lot of people be cutting head off mackerel, and to be throwing them in or bending them, and it's all going to waste. If you're ever doing that, hold on to them, throw them into the bag, back into the freezer, and when you're back out the next day, get one of these. So you'll feed all your little cut pieces of fish up onto this. Then your rig is one treble down onto wire. When you feed everything onto this, that treble just pops in that wee hole down the bottom. Hope you can see that. And then you get these little tags. And then you just feed that little tag on there. And what that does, that secures everything. So when that's in the water, this is standing up ways like this here. And that's your wee kebab rig. Absolutely class. You've all your cut up fish. So if you could imagine how smelly and oily and stinky that's going to be, that's going to pull the fish into the area. Definitely pull the fish into the area. I'm still yet to get a good fish on these. Like loads of runs. I notice, fish are picking them and dropping them. But I think we just have to give fish a wee bit more time. When he picks this up, he's obviously grabbing it here. You'd nearly want to let him run and turn, and then you're more than likely going to hit him on the scissors with that one treble. But yeah, invest in these. These are fun. These are good crack. But as I said, I'm still yet to get a good fish in them. I'm not giving them enough time myself. But they're good. It's a nice little fun setup, just to change it up. But yeah, I thought that last fish was a lot bigger. Whatever way I hit him, I had him hooked in the scissor, and the other treble was just up round the front of his gill and the outside of him, and he turned himself up in his back. So he was like a sack of spuds taking him in, but I thought he was a big fish. But as I said, look, we don't mind catching jacks. That's what it's all about. I have 2 mackerel out there now at the moment, and yeah, I'll be checking back in, which is one more time, and hopefully we've a run. We're after getting a beep there. Right, we've a hit in this far rod. Yeah, we've definitely a hit on this far rod. Let's see how this goes. Oh, he's off. Right, so that happens too. You'll probably lose more fish than you'll catch, but that was definitely a run. Let's get another one out there. We're not here long. We're at having a fish. We're at having a run. I think the day is going to pay off. Right, so this is how the rig looks now when it's complete. These are little smelt. I'd be buying these in the Eastern European, so any of the Polish shops or Lithuanian or Latvian shops, they'll be selling these here, all frozen in a bag. You'll get about 100 of them for a £5. They're very stinky. They're very small. They're great for this rig. Cut them up, load that there pin, and that's your rig. I'm going to get this on now in a few minutes and see what's happening. I just lost the run there. You've seen yourselves. When I picked it up, it felt like the fish took me down in the weed, and he drops me. It's not a good feeling losing fish, but look, it happens. And I think I'm getting more hits over here. It's a very snaggy area where that second rod is. But we got a wee beep there. Right. Anyway, if anything happens, we'll get the camera rolling, and I'm going to get this out in a few minutes. Look, you'd nearly ate that yourself. Right, folks, things have got very quiet lately. I'm and it's like, you know, you're at the stage now you're going to do anything to catch a fish. I'm going to show you a wee tip, right? When things are quiet like this, you know, you'd like to imagine that when your bait's out there, you know, that there's something sitting watching it. Even if it was, you know, if it was a very clever, if it was a bigger fish, it's going to be very, very clever. He's more likely, you know, more likely that it was hooked before. And what them bigger fish do, they'll roam in and around the baits, they'll check the area out, and if they see something suspicious, they're gonna, you know, they're not gonna touch your bait. And I'm telling you, that's the way it's always been with bigger fish, regardless if you're fishing, you know, trout, salmon, bigger fish are always more clever. And what I do then is I'll open my bail arm, I'll remove the bobbin, and I'll give the lines a couple of little pulls. So if there is anything sitting there watching that, you know, you'd like to think that he's waiting for it to do something, waiting for it to move, waiting for it to escape. Um, and what that can do is that can trick a fish into taking your bait. So look, when it's quiet and you've nothing else to be doing, open the bail arm, remove the bobbin, and give them a couple of little pulls, you know. And sometimes that can be the making of a good fish. Turn your alarm off as well, because it will only do your head in. The thing is, you're holding the line in your hand, right? So, anything comes and takes that, you'll feel a couple of knocks. So just, you know, the little things like that there can work at times. Um, it's just being different, you know. It's trying everything. It's not just going out, fire the baits out, sit back and smoke 20 fags. Um, just give it all. Do everything, you know. Do everything. It's like anything that you think's common sense when you're fishing is the things to be doing. So I'm gonna wrap this video up now. Hopefully, you know, hopefully that helped someone who's only new to this game. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm maybe going to fish on for an hour or two here. If I do hit anything, I will post them up as a separate picture. And anyone has any questions, as I said the last day, I'm not at this long myself, so any questions, any criticism, you know, just put it in the comments. I'll take it all. You're never done learning, you know, at this game or any other sort of fishing game. You're never done learning. You're learning every single day. Every day is a school day out in the lake and out in the river. And until then, yeah, subscribe. I'm going to put this up on YouTube, so, you know, if I can get anyone subscribing to the channel, that'd be great. I'll keep blasting up videos every time I'm out. I'll get a video up, and, you know, as I said, hopefully I'm some sort of help to somebody. And until then, tight lines, happy days.